Jake had just moved into his grandparents' place for the summer, a long stay in a strange land. They were sending him to school, which was sensible, but instead of deciding for him, they decided to take him to both schools in the vicinity so that he could make up his own mind. Daisy Fields High School was the first stop, and Jake was instantly taken with the place. The school was beautiful, and through the fence, he could see their own baseball field, his favorite sport. Hi, a boy his age, Lucas, said. You knew? Oh no, I've just moved in with my grandparents while my parents are out of the country. I'm actually planning on applying to either here or Claremont. So far, I like this place, Jake said. If you like this place, you're gonna hate Claremont. I transferred from there actually. Nothing but boredom and cobwebs at that school. The district only has so much money, and most of it goes to this one because, well, it's a nice neighborhood, Lucas said, pausing to snicker at Jake's wide grin. He'd been distracted by the coaching which was going on the baseball field. A baseball fan, I see. We do have the best team this side of the state, Lucas exclaimed. This was the final push that Jake needed. I'll see you on Monday in class, buddy. You're an 8th grader, right? Sure am, Lucas replied. And so the school and the friend were decided. He quickly went to his grandparents, who were more than thrilled with his choice, given how close the school was to the house. Jake, being a fairly sociable young child, managed to make a few more friends in his classes. Although he was very friendly himself, he was surprised at how quickly he had adjusted to the new environment. He had made some new friends much more easily than anticipated. They sure are friendly here, Jake thought to himself. During lunchtime, Jake invited Lucas to come over to his grandparents' house to play video games. Lucas eagerly accepted the invitation, and they both walked back to the house together. When they arrived at the house, Jake made them some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. His grandparents were surprised that he had made 2 sandwiches. Making one for me, sport, Grandpa asked. Oh, I can if you want, Grandpa. I was actually making one for my friend, Jake replied. Grandpa was amused. Oh, no. You and your friend have fun. His granddad sat back down next to his wife and asked, Isn't he too old to be making imaginary friends? His wife looked back at him with a slightly worried smile and nodded. After lunch, Jake dropped Lucas off at the door and went back inside to help his grandma with setting up the table for dinner. His grandparents seemed a bit concerned about him. Jake, honey, you are feeling all right, aren't you? Grandma asked. Of course, Grandma, why? Jake asked. Well, nothing. It's just your friend. Grandpa trailed off, seeing the look in Jake's eyes. He didn't want to say anything that could make him feel bad. Nothing, it's nothing, Grandpa said while sitting down. Let's eat. Jake felt something was off, but he brushed the feeling off and went to bed that night feeling happy and content. The next day, Jake arrived at school early, seeking solace in an empty classroom. I know I'm early, but I thought at least someone would be here, he mused to himself. He gazed out the window at the deserted campus, a desolate place that seemed filled with the echoes of the past. Restless and unable to wait for the others to arrive, Jake decided to explore the campus before class started. He wandered down the empty hallways, his footsteps echoing in silence. As he turned a corner, he noticed a picture frame hanging on the wall. The picture was of his classmates, and his best friend Lucas was standing in the front row with a big grin on his face, looking like an idiot. Jake felt a surge of pride to be part of an award-winning class. Hey, what prize did these nerds win to get on the wall? Jake jibed. turning to the janitor who was cleaning the hallway. But the janitor's expression was one of anger, not amusement. Don't you have any respect? He spat back. Those kids are dead. They went on a field trip and their bus crashed. That's not a prize, it's a memorial. Jake felt a cold shiver run down his spine as he realized the truth. His best friend Lucas and his entire class were dead. He had been talking to ghosts this whole time. Suddenly, he felt a hand wrap around his shoulder from behind, followed by Lucas whispering into his ear, "Help us." Jake spun around, but there was nobody there. Just the empty hallway, a desolate wasteland of lost souls.